Your life will change more in the next 5 years because of the people you meet and the books you read than for any other reason. Think about the most important moments in your life so far. The turning points, the decisions that took you down one road instead of another, the chances are when you trace them back, you will find that they began with a person, someone you met who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself, someone who introduced you to an idea that lit a fire inside you, someone who saw a possibility for your future that you couldn't see at the time. No one succeeds alone. The lone wolf myth might sound romantic, the idea of the self-made man or woman who pulled themselves up entirely on their own, but it's just that a myth. Every person who has achieved anything of significance has been shaped by the influence of others. Sometimes that influence comes in the form of a friend who shares an insight over coffee. Sometimes it's a colleague who models a better way of working. And sometimes it's a mentor, someone who deliberately invests time, energy, and wisdom to help you grow. You are today the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to predict your future, look closely at your inner circle. Are they positive, ambitious, and disciplined? Or are they cynical, complacent, and reactive? You will absorb their thinking, their habits, and their expectations for life, whether you intend to or not. This happens quietly, without announcements, but it shapes everything. Relationships are not neutral. They either pull you upward or drag you downward. They either challenge you to grow or make it easier to stay the same. And staying the same in a world that's constantly changing is actually falling behind. That's why you must be intentional about the people you allow to have influence in your life. But here's the challenge. The people you currently know are a product of your past. They came into your life based on who you were, what you valued, and where you were at that time. If you want your future to be different, you have to meet new people who represent the next stage of your growth. That means stepping into new environments, joining new groups, attending events, introducing yourself, and yes, sometimes letting go of relationships that no longer serve your highest good. A mentor is one of the most valuable relationships you will ever cultivate. A mentor is someone who has walked the path you want to travel, someone who has faced the obstacles you're about to encounter, and someone who is willing to share the shortcuts, the lessons, and the wisdom they learned the hard way. A mentor doesn't just give you information, they give you perspective. They save you years of trial and error. They open doors you didn't even know existed. But mentors rarely show up uninvited. You must seek them out. You must be willing to invest in those relationships, not with money necessarily, but with your time, your commitment, and your willingness to act on their advice. Mentors are drawn to mentees who are hungry to learn and willing to do the work. Nothing will cause a mentor to lose interest faster than someone who asks for guidance but ignores it. Your ability to attract the right people begins with the person you are becoming. Like attracts like, if you want to connect with people who are disciplined, you must be disciplined yourself. If you want to attract people who are ambitious and forward-thinking, you must demonstrate those qualities in your own actions. The best relationships are based on mutual value, not one-sided extraction. Think about the last time you were in the presence of someone who inspired you. Maybe they had accomplished something remarkable. Maybe they carried themselves with confidence and humility. Maybe they spoke in a way that made you think bigger about your own life. Those moments leave an imprint. They expand your sense of what's possible, and once your mind has been stretched like that, it can never fully return to its original size. Now imagine filling your life with people like that, people whose example raises your standard, whose conversations sharpen your thinking, whose actions challenge you to step up. It becomes almost impossible to remain stuck in old habits when your environment is filled with examples of what's possible. Relationships determine your trajectory. If you surround yourself with people who accept mediocrity, you will begin to lower your own expectations. If you surround yourself with people who aim for excellence, you will find yourself reaching higher almost without thinking about it. This is why your environment is so critical to your success. It's like the soil in which you're planted. Fertile soil produces strong, healthy growth. Poor soil stunts it. But let's go deeper. It's not just about surrounding yourself with the right people, it's about becoming the right person for others to be around. If you want mentors, become someone worth mentoring. If you want high-quality relationships, be a high-quality friend, colleague, or partner, the law of reciprocity is always at work. What you give tends to return to you, often multiplied. Ask yourself, if you met yourself today, would you be inspired to invest time in that person? Would you be drawn to their energy, their goals, their commitment to growth? If the answer is not an immediate yes, that's not a cause for discouragement. It's a clear direction for your own development. Work on becoming the kind of person you would want to learn from. Follow and support. Mentorship doesn't have to be formal. You can be mentored from afar by reading books, listening to lectures, or studying the work of people you admire. Many of my early mentors never met me. They were authors, speakers, and leaders whose ideas I absorbed until they became part of my own thinking. But whenever possible, personal connection accelerates the process. A single conversation with the right person at the right time can save you months of confusion or wasted effort. And remember, the mentor-mentee relationship is not forever. Some mentors guide you through a specific stage of your journey and then step back. Others remain a part of your life for decades. The point is not to hold on to a relationship for its own sake, but to grow from it, act on it, and then pay it forward by mentoring others when the time comes. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is to deliberately design your network, not in a manipulative way, but in a thoughtful way. Think about where you want to be in 1, 3, 5 years. Who is already there? Who is already living the life, doing the work, or creating the results you aspire to? Find ways to get in proximity to those people. Volunteer. Join their programs, attend their events, contribute to their causes. When you are in the right rooms, your thinking changes. You hear conversations you've never heard before. You see opportunities others don't see. You realize that the goals you once thought were big are actually just the starting point for others. That shift in perspective is priceless. And there's another side to this. You must be willing to let go of relationships that pull you backward. This is one of the hardest parts of growth because it often involves people you care about deeply. But if someone constantly undermines your goals, drains your energy, or refuses to grow themselves, holding on to that relationship will cost you more than it gives. You can still care for them, wish them well, and support them in certain ways, but you may need to limit the influence they have over your decisions. Your life is too valuable to spend in environments that don't support your highest potential. Every day you stay in a toxic or stagnant relationship is a day you delay your own growth. And every day you spend with people who challenge and inspire you is a day you move closer to your best future. The people you meet can change everything. They can change the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, and the way you see your place in it. They can open doors you didn't know existed, introduce you to opportunities you never imagined, and call out strengths you didn't realize you had. Sometimes a single sentence from the right person at the right time can alter the course of your life. But you can't leave those encounters to chance. You must place yourself where they are likely to happen. You must approach people with genuine curiosity, ask good questions, and listen deeply. People remember how you make them feel. And the fastest way to build rapport is to show authentic interest in their story, their goals, and their challenges. The truth is, every person you meet knows something you don't. They have experiences, insights, and connections that are different from yours. If you approach relationships with the mindset of learning rather than impressing, you will discover opportunities others miss entirely. Your mentors will not only guide you in skill and strategy, they will help you manage your mindset. They will remind you of your capabilities when you doubt yourself. They will challenge your excuses. They will see past your current limitations and call you to a higher standard. That kind of influence is irreplaceable. And here's something important to remember. The people who change your life are not always the ones you expect. Sometimes they are not famous, wealthy, or widely known. Sometimes they are a teacher, a colleague, a neighbor, or a stranger you meet on a plane. What matters is not their title, but their ability to shift your perspective and help you take the next step forward. The most transformative relationships are often built slowly with trust as their foundation. Trust is not given automatically. It's earned through consistency, honesty, and shared experience. If you want strong mentors and lasting relationships, you have to be reliable. Show up when you say you will. Follow through on your commitments. Keep confidences. These small actions compound into credibility, and credibility attracts people who value it. One of the most powerful truths I've learned is that you don't need a large network to change your life. You don't need hundreds of mentors or thousands of influential contacts. You need the right few. One great mentor can change the trajectory of your career. One deep, supportive friendship can sustain you through the most challenging seasons of life. One introduction to the right person at the right time can open doors that were locked tight before, but to find those few, you must first make yourself visible. You can't wait for the perfect relationship to appear out of thin air. Attend events in your field, engage in online communities, volunteer for projects where you'll work alongside people you admire, speak up, ask questions, and offer to help. Many opportunities are not announced publicly. They're offered to the people who are present, prepared, and engaged. I remember working with a young professional who felt stuck in her industry. She wanted a mentor, but no one seemed willing to take her under their wing. I asked her how often she attended industry gatherings. She admitted it was rare. How often did she reach out to people she admired? Almost never. The moment she started showing up consistently and asking thoughtful, specific questions, things began to change. Within a year, she had built a network of supportive colleagues and 2 seasoned mentors who were invested in her success. Your willingness to take the first step often determines whether a relationship will form. If you see someone you'd like to learn from, don't be afraid to reach out, but do so with respect for their time. Make your request clear and specific. I'd love to ask for 15 minutes of your advice on a challenge I'm facing is far more effective than can we grab coffee sometime. Show them you've done your homework, that you value their insight, and that you're ready to act on what they share. Once you begin building these relationships, nurture them. Don't only reach out when you need something. Share articles, resources, or opportunities they might appreciate. Celebrate their wins. Offer help where you can. The strongest connections are built on mutual benefit, not one-way requests. Mentors will accelerate your growth, but peers will sustain it. Surrounding yourself with people who are at a similar stage but equally committed to growth creates a sense of shared momentum. You can encourage each other, hold each other accountable, and share lessons learned along the way. This combination of mentors ahead of you, peers beside you, and mentees you support creates a powerful ecosystem of learning and growth. It's worth noting that not all relationships that start positively will remain positive. People change. Circumstances change. Sometimes you will outgrow a relationship, and sometimes the other person will outgrow you. This is not a failure. It's a natural part of life. The key is to recognize when a connection has run its course and to release it without bitterness. That frees both of you to find the next right relationships for your journeys. One of the hidden benefits of having strong mentors is that they expand your sense of identity. When someone you respect believes in you, it challenges your self-doubt. You begin to see yourself through their eyes as capable, resourceful, and worthy of success. That shift in identity is often the catalyst for bold action. You stop waiting for permission to pursue your goals and start taking ownership of your path. Mentors can also help you avoid costly mistakes. They've already faced the obstacles you're about to encounter. They've made the wrong hires, chosen the wrong partners, or invested in the wrong opportunities. By sharing those experiences, they give you the gift of foresight. You can sidestep traps that might have cost you years of progress. But no matter how valuable a mentor's advice is, the responsibility to act always rests with you. A mentor can open a door, but you have to walk through it. They can suggest a strategy, but you have to execute it. The relationship will only be as impactful as the action you take on what you've learned. There's another dimension to relationships and mentors that's often overlooked: accountability. When you know someone you respect is watching your progress, you tend to raise your standards You work harder, prepare better, and follow through more consistently. Accountability isn't about pressure. It's about having someone in your corner who cares enough to ask, did you do what you said you would do? And over time, you will find yourself in the role of mentor. This is one of the most rewarding stages of your journey. Helping someone else navigate the challenges you've already faced deepens your own understanding and reinforces your hard-earned lessons. You become part of the cycle that lifted you up. And in doing so, you strengthen your own network. The relationships you build today will echo throughout your life. They will influence the jobs you take, the businesses you start, the opportunities you pursue, and even the person you become. That's why it's worth being intentional now, not just hoping to meet the right people, but actively seeking them out, investing in them, and becoming the kind of person they want to invest in too. Remember this, every person you meet is a potential turning point. Every conversation is a chance to learn, to connect, to open a door you didn't even know existed. Treat people with respect, approach them with curiosity, and follow through on your word. Over time, you'll find that the direction of your life has shifted not through one dramatic event, but through a series of relationships and mentors who guided you, challenged you, and believed in you until you believed in yourself. Your environment will shape you whether you choose it or not. The question is whether you will shape it deliberately, filling it with people who lift you higher, or whether you will let it happen by accident. Choose carefully, because when you look back years from now, it will not be the titles, the awards, or the bank balance you remember most clearly. It will be the people who walked beside you, who pointed the way forward, and who left you forever changed for having known them